Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Carter Walker. I love talking about movies, games, music, comics, and everything in between. I just saw Black Adam, and I want to talk about it. So let's get right into it. So Black Adam is directed by Jaume Collet-Serra. I probably just absolutely butchered that name, so sorry if for some reason he's watching this out of the, 20 people that watch my videos. And it stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Pierce Brosnan, and Noah Centineo. And I thought it was good, you know, it's decent. And it's about the superhero, villain, anti-hero Black Adam, who has the powers of Shazam, who is like kind of rediscovered 5,000 years later. He's reborn, reintroduced after 5,000 years, and now he has to navigate the world and wonder if he wants to be a hero or a villain as the Justice Society of America tries to intervene and contain him. But yeah, I thought it was a decent movie overall, so let's get right into it. Starting with the good, the Justice Society, right off the bat, incredible. The Justice Society saved this movie 100%. It's pretty entertaining, not pretty entertaining, it's decently entertaining. As it just kind of starts out, it shows Black Adam's origin story and how he gets reintroduced to this world now, which I thought were both pretty entertaining sequences. You know, fun stuff with Dwayne Johnson. You don't really see him in the beginning. You kind of get some history on Kahndaq, the fictional country where he's from. But yeah, I thought everything with Black Adam's origin, or how he's Teth Adam, was pretty cool. I thought it was well done. I thought the history of Kahndaq was cool and everything, and then it kind of gets underway into like the now story, you know, like here's what's happening in the present day. And I thought that was kind of weak. I thought the story and the characters of the present day was a little weak. I'll get to that, however, later. Staying with the good, you know, going back to why the JSA are good, is the JSA are kind of like the movie dips, and then the JSA just spike it up, you know? The JSA are the adrenaline shot that the movie desperately needs in the first act. They make everything super interesting again. You know, gives you 4 new characters, Cyclone, Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, and Hawkman, just to really kind of amp you up for the movie and, you know, kind of throw in a wrench in the mix, and I thought that worked out super well. All the actors and the actress portraying the JSA are perfect. I thought they all worked super well. I mean, Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate for comic book casting is perfect. They just nailed that. Hawkman as well. I don't think I've ever seen that actor before. I probably have, because I watched this freaking crap ton of movies. But I thought he killed it. Hawkman was probably my favorite JSA member outside of Dr. Fate. I thought he was portrayed super well, and he's like the main JSA member, which is awesome. Hawkman needs more love. You know, he just really nails the tone of Hawkman. He nails his character. There's never a moment where, you know, the character's introduced and you get to see how he acts and you're like, oh, that's out of character. Like, oh, that line delivery was weak. He's super fun the whole movie. He's kind of like the moral compass, which I really liked. I didn't see that coming. You know, from the trailer, he's like, heroes don't kill people. Black Adam's like, I do. And then you're like, oh, dang, that's crazy. Dr. Fate, great as well. He's super, super cool with all the effects they're able to do with him. Pierce Brosnan, of course, portrays him very well. Perfect casting, again, for like the 3rd time I've said that. Portrays him so well, just kills it with the role, and brings like a really good mystical side to it as well. And they treat the character with respect in the movie. They treat all the JSA members with respect, except maybe like Cyclone. She really doesn't do much. But I think they did the JSA really, really well in this movie. Dr. Fate, of course, there's issues with power scaling, like every superhero movie. If it's everything like the comics, then half the people they fight would just be obliterated in like 2 seconds. The JSA was done really well. Seeing, of course, Black Adam fight the JSA, not really a spoiler because it's in every single trailer. It's like what the movie's sold off of, is like Black Adam fighting the Justice Society. I thought it was super, super well done. The main fight scene with the Justice Society, Black Adam, was awesome. Probably my favorite part of the whole movie is just like 10 minutes of straight like action and fighting, and you get to see all the Justice Society members like jump in and do something, and you get to see them like use their powers in cool ways. You get like some funny moments with Atom Smasher. I thought he was actually pretty funny. Him and Cyclone's relationship was, you know, it's not much, but I liked it. I liked what they did in the movie with the Justice Society and their relationships with each other and how they play off of one another. But Black Adam as a character, how he's portrayed with his powers, is very well done. His arc in the movie is okay. It's typical superhero origin standard stuff, but how he uses his powers in the movie and the portrayal of him being an anti-hero was done really well. You know, he kills a crap ton of people in this movie. He like throws them around. In the beginning, he like rips some dude's arm off. I loved all that. I love the brutality of this movie, like showing people get electrocuted until their like body melts away and it's just their skeleton. That was awesome. Like best kill in the whole movie, and it's the first kill. You know, I think a few jokes were pretty great. I thought the humor was probably the most mixed thing in the movie. And I'm gonna get right into that with the mixed aspects, is the humor. The humor was not the best. There's some jokes that I thought were great, some jokes that I was like, oh my gosh, can that just be done already? Some jokes I've seen in every single superhero movie ever, like, oh, you need a catchphrase that's stolen right out of Shazam. Or like, the kid that like worships the superhero trope. You know, I've seen that in every superhero movie ever. The superhero trying to figure out their catchphrase, we saw in Love and Thunder. Thank goodness it's done a little bit better here. It's not as cringe. It's still kind of cringe, but it's not as cringe. But yeah, the humor just kind of didn't really work for me. I thought it was sometimes great, sometimes bad, but most of the time just kind of middle of the road. Pretty much everything with Adam Smasher I liked. You know, he's a funny guy. I don't know why. Just like as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, I like that guy. I like his outfit. The costumes in this movie are great. That was a positive. Back to the mixed. I'm glad that they spent the time to perfect Black Adam, to perfect Dr. Fate, Adam Smasher, Hawkman, make sure all the CGI on that looked good. But then like the landscape shot looks weird. You know, you win some, you lose some. So not a huge complaint. You know, it didn't stick out to me like a sore thumb. But another mixed. The final battle was a little mixed for me. Parts of it were awesome, and then it just kind of felt like it was. I don't really want to say anything about spoiling the movie, but just you don't get a lot of Black Adam. I would have liked more Black Adam at his full power, if that makes sense. Once you see the movie, you'll kind of understand. I would have enjoyed seeing Black Adam at more like 100% power level, but you do get, you know, the whole movie about Black Adam. Well, actually not really. That's another mixed I have, is the human characters in this movie were terrible. They were so bad. The human characters, meaning like the non-superhero characters, the person on the ground, the POV character, the people that you follow that aren't superheroes. They're like your insert to the superhero world. And this, it's a mom, her son, and her brother, and she's like a history teacher or like an archaeologist or something, and it just didn't work for me. It just fell super flat. The mom is just a super bland character. She only cares about her son, which, you know, cool, just one-note characters, you know, just nothing really interesting to get behind them with. I feel like the kid character, they made him just Freddie Freeman from Shazam. You know, he loves superheroes. He's obsessed with everything superheroes. He asks Black Adam what his top flight speed is, and he's like, oh, well, we wouldn't know that. Of course you wouldn't know that. Which, I mean, is fine, but the kid was a terrible actor, and I feel bad. You know, I don't like critiquing kid actors. Kid's probably way younger than I am, isn't very good at what he does. I mean, I suck at what I do, both at my regular job and whatever the heck this is. I suck at it, but the kid just didn't do very well. I mean, plain and simple, the kid really ruined every scene he was in for me. He just is super cringe, and I'll get to that with my nitpicks later on. Just a lot of the stuff he does just fell flat. I mean, he's supposed to be an insert for, you know, Black Adam's son. Like, he's like, oh my gosh, that's my son, I have to help him, but a lot of the stuff just felt super weird to me. Continuity, like I said, DC's just throwing continuity out the window. I mean, not really a complaint, just like something I noticed. I'm like, okay, continuity's gone, whatever. The resolution of the movie was kind of weird. It feels like there's the final battle and then it just suddenly ends. There's no resolution for the JSA characters. They just kind of are like disappearing from the movie. But yeah, I thought the movie was pretty much just mixed and good. But the bad stuff for me was terrible. The bad stuff for me just did not work whatsoever. I'm gonna get into that right now. Again, the kid character. He's written so poorly and he's acted so poorly, and I'm sorry, I feel bad, but he is just terrible. His line delivery is just so bland. The lines they give him are so bland, and the way he rides his skateboard around every freaking second, going like a mile an hour, is ridiculous. That kid literally is running down the stairs away from bad guys, pulls out his skateboard to get maybe like 2 miles per hour, and then jumps off of it. It's like, dude, come on. Like, I get it. You're cool. You're a cool skater kid from Condog. I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care about your family. I hope you die. I hope you get shot. There's a part where he has a gun to his head, and I was like, dang. It'd be really interesting if They killed him in this movie because Black Adam has an emotional connection to him, and you get to see Black Adam, kind of go off the rails. He's learning to be a hero, and this was kind of tips him to be an anti-hero, and they don't do that. They just are like, this kid is going to ride a skateboard for 3 more scenes, and you need to see it. It just feels like there's a lot of scenes in here that are just like tonally from the early 2000s superhero movies like Daredevil, Elektra, Catwoman, Blade Trinity, just like all those weird, tonally confused movies. They're like trying to, capture the cool aspect of the X-Men and like the comedy, of Spider-Man. They're trying to be cool. It just did not work. It just didn't work for me at all. I hated it. I thought, like, oh my gosh, there's some scenes in the beginning where I was like, this is like genuinely like, I am not enjoying this, which sucked because I think it starts off really strong, and then it just dips as soon as the kid is introduced. You're just confused as to why he's there. I mean, I know he's meant to be like an insert so you can see how bad Kahndaq is and you can see like what they need for a hero, but it just gets so bad, and he's like obsessed with the legend of Teth Adam. And everyone in Kahndaq is obsessed with the legend of Teth Adam from like 5,000 years ago. I mean, there's a statue. I was like, at one point, I was like, how do they all know that? Like, at one point, everyone goes like that. And then I was like, how do they know that? Like, how do they know to do that? I mean, I guess there's a statue, but like, how? Like, it wasn't like a big thing. It was like, I don't know, like they all took a stand. I mean, I don't know like the symbol that the 300 did against the freaking Roman army. Am I supposed to? Am I supposed to? I don't know. That was like, what? I don't even know if that happened. History is fleeting my mind right now. I'm thinking about Black Adam and I don't even know if that's real. Gosh, man. But yeah, I thought the kid was terrible. The jokes, some of them were pretty bad. The mom character doesn't give me a lot to care about for her. Just the human characters kind of fell flat for me. They took a lot of screen time away from Black Adam and the JSA, which I think this movie should have just been solely focused on Black Adam and the JSA. Of course, I think Black Adam could have done a lot better with a few more minutes of screen time, fleshing out his character more, fleshing out maybe more of the inner turmoil that he has between being who he wants to be and who he knows his son would have wanted him to be and who he knows he should be. I think that would have been way more interesting than seeing a kid skateboard around a plaza with a walkie-talkie as he gets chased by like 15 armed dudes. It is weird, just weird. I'll give my overall thoughts, and then I'll get into some nitpicks and some spoilers. Overall, I thought it was a good movie. I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10 right now, maybe a 7. The action and violence in it is awesome. The JSA is great. Black Adam's powers are portrayed really well, and I think the movie does a good job of setting you up for who Black Adam and the JSA are and making you want more. However, it does have kind of a weak story. The human characters add nothing to the plot, and it kind of has some issues with pacing as well. But I would recommend it. You should probably check this one out. I'll do nitpicks first and kind of end the video with spoilers. But nitpicks also have spoilers, so just be warned. There's a scene where the kid is talking to Black Adam, and Black Adam is just like floating down this massive staircase in the middle, and the kid's like running and like skateboarding, and it's supposed to be like funny, but it just plays as super awkward because Black Adam is just like floating down, like staring intently, doing like the Rock, the Rock gaze at the kid, just like floating down, and the kid's like running around. He's like, Black Adam, you need to come save us, please save Kahndaq. And he's like running around, as soon as he hits the straight, he skateboards for literally 1 second, stands up, runs down the stairs, skateboards in 1 second. Black Adam's like, oh, I don't know if I should do it, man. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of weird about it. And it's like, dude, I don't care. Like, come on, man. Just, there's a better way to portray Black Adam's like fish out of water story, and then it just immediately does away with it. It just weird. Another nitpick I have, also to do with the kid. Maybe one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. So, end of the movie, they're all fighting a CGI army, whatever, I'm just gonna spoil it. Spoilers from here on out. If you don't want to know, turn away from the video. Anyways, there's some demon that comes up from life because the human villain absolutely sucks and dies, and they read the crown. I don't know, it doesn't make sense. But anyways, the souls of the dead come up, and the woman who's a history teacher, which is the kid's mother, by the way, I forgot her name. I'm sorry. She's the whole movie. She's like, I'm a history teacher. I know these legends. Black Adam is the champion. I know what that crown does. That gives whoever wants it, they can resurrect the demon, and we don't want to do that. And then she has the crown, and the kid is about to die, and she's like, here, take. I have the crown. I brought it, even though everyone told me not to, because all I care about is my kid. I don't care if the demon comes back to life. The demon comes back to life. She and her kid are like surrounded, and she's like freaking out. It's like, come on, like, all right, you're a history teacher. You know exactly what's happening. She literally says, oh, the demons are resurrecting the souls of the dead or whatever, and they're like coming towards her, and she's like, dang, maybe I could have stopped this. I mean, I get it. Her kid's gonna die. Obviously, she would give it away. Happens in every movie. It's what any human would do. You know, it's a flop. But still, that being said, I found it kind of funny that she was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Come on. Come on. And then that just bugged me. You know, she doesn't add anything to the plot, really. The kid doesn't add anything. And then the best part, the kid is freaking like rallying everyone, and he like rallies this Kandaki flash mob to go help fight the demons. And the mom and the brother are like hiding. They're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna die. We gotta go out fighting. And the kid comes around skateboarding so slowly around the corner. He's like, hey mom. And he like smiles, and he's like skateboarding just like towards the camera, and also like a bunch of people with like pipes come out behind him. And it's supposed to be like, oh my gosh, that's insane, you know, like Captain America is just standing up to Thanos and everyone came out of the portal, holy cow. And it's some kid on a skateboard. I was like, this has to be a joke, dude, this is so bad. It has some like Love and Thunder type humor, like, he's right behind me, isn't he? Like lines like that. I was like, oh my gosh. And then, you know, getting into this big spoilers right now, you know, click away from the video if you don't want to know. But Dr. Fate dies, that sucked. I mean, I get why he died, to motivate Black Adam and Hawkman to work together to kill Sabak, which I thought worked really well. I liked that moment a lot. That being said, like, it feels like Dr. Fate is way more powerful than that. And that was kind of weird, especially since Hawkman maybe, or maybe not, can be reincarnated. Who knows? In this version, there's some lines that hint at it, but he never directly says it, so. Also, the biggest spoiler that they revealed in the marketing, every piece of marketing and every interview for this movie, Superman's back in a post-credit scene. That was freaking sweet. I love Superman. Superman needs to be more prevalent in media nowadays. He's like the biggest symbol of hope for literally everyone worldwide, and people could use hope nowadays, and he's just gone because Warner Brothers doesn't know how to play ball with Henry Cavill or literally any actor or writer to ever walk the planet Earth. So Warner Brothers needs to do that because Henry Cavill is awesome as Superman, and he should come back, and he does come back. So let's go. He has a brighter suit and he smiles, and I love Superman. Please read All-Star Superman. Please read All-Star Superman. I love Superman. Anyways, that was the video with a bunch of weird rants. This is gonna suck to edit, but yeah, pretty much that was the video. That was my review. If you liked it, you want to see more, then you can subscribe, like the video. I just do these whenever I'm not doing homework or playing Call of Duty. So yeah, thank you.